How's it going, guys? Welcome back. I'm here with Gerald Ahern and his band. Lads, how are you keeping?
Good. Not too bad.
Well, I have to say that was an absolutely fantastic performance. I really enjoyed that. Do you just want to go around and just introduce yourselves to the public?
I'm Dave. I'm from Tralee.
I'm Labis. I'm from Greece.
I'm True from Galway.
I'm Gerald. I'm from Cork.
I'm Adam. I'm from Cork.
Absolutely pleasure to meet you, lads. These are from such a variety of backgrounds. Can you tell us a little bit about how you met?
I think I met Adam first, just being, a musician practicing in band rooms and stuff, and putting up an advertisement on Facebook looking for a guitarist. And Adam came in with one of these Squires. You literally like get the
Starter kit.
The starter kit. He came with his starter kit Squire, and I think he was about 15 or 16, and he had like a gig a week later in Killarney in like an over 23s nightclub.
Wow.
Unnamed.
And we can say that now
Who
because
needs a fake ID when you can just be a musician, right?
But and since then we just grew. I just met the lads all through college, I suppose, and we haven't looked back, I suppose. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Because you've been together for how long? A couple of years. You transitioned to solo in
Believe it or not, as like a band in whole is 4 years old now. It's been 4 years. I only got the memory on Snapchat the other day of the first practice. It was 4 years ago, but geez, it's been a crazy 4 years.
Yeah, I'd say so. Well, your past has been crazy as well. I mean, you started performing since you were 10, Gerald, right? So
yeah, I started off in a country music band called
I saw that. Yeah, the Wee Amigos.
The Wee Amigos, and
Their songs tonight.
well, now you know.
I was thinking, yeah, would you not want to cover a few of the oldies? Or
As I know, that was like, I wish I relived it because I was so young. I didn't understand what was happening between, having Colin Ray, big Nashville star, coming over to do tours and going to trips to Scotland and being on the Late Late Show and just meeting famous people all the time. And I had no clue. I thought that was normality for any 10-year-old at the time. But when I look back at it now, I wish I took advantage of it more and kept some phone numbers. But no, and so it's all I know, I suppose. It's what I was reared on. It's the only thing I'm good at.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting because I was looking back on some interviews and it's kind of like, it seems like a lot of pressure for somebody that age. Because I mean, like I was 10 years old, I didn't know my head from my foot, do you know what I mean? And you were able to conduct these interviews or answer questions. And I'm like, wow, this guy must be, Superman here, been able to do all these things at that age.
It actually all started with my sister working at a shopping centre. And in the shopping centre, they were hosting a talent competition. I was only like 8 years old at the time. So then I was like, I got through that talent competition. And eventually this guy just turned around and went, it was a sound engineer, saying, I know a guy that's putting together this country band. I think you look very well in it. And it just went from there. As I say, it was always something that clicked with me music-wise. My dad always played music in the car. I just clung to it, I suppose. But
Just something actually. I remember coming home from school years ago, and like I turned on the telly and I sat down and I was having my dinner.
I know what he's gonna say.
Prick.
Do you know Elevate
From
the
Cork.
RT?
On Elevate,
Oh yeah.
singing this song, and then going, and they're so jealous sitting there like, who's this fucker? Right?
Stop it.
That's crazy. And then you end up being in his band.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Labis is the newest addition to the band.
Welcome, Lavis.
Welcome, Labis.
On bass.
On bass,
Fantastic, I
yeah.
have to say. How are you finding the band and working with the guys?
Oh yeah, it's great. I know all of them from college, so we were playing before in college. And then 6 months ago, Gerald asked me.
I contacted him and I was like, I want to write some songs, and I really love the idea of this new kind of straight kick and drop bass kind of thing, and playing with Lavisi, he's got some funky grooves. Like.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you.
He's got the cool sticks in your head pop licks, and he's a great songwriter. So.
Yeah.
And he's an all-round lovely fella.
He's a lovely fella.
We love him.
He is. He's an absolute gentleman, and I like I was saying earlier to you, I think you guys are going to corrupt him a little bit.
And I think
Lavis, watch out, man. All right, maybe you should turn it around and
And if there was
add a bit of love and
anyone,
light.
if there was anyone thrown into the deep end, I definitely think it was Dave. As in, I think
Literally, or
literally, I was.
Yeah, we found him here and threw him off.
No, I said
that was in Bundoran, right?
Am I wrong saying this? I actually don't. I think I just literally passed Dave like I was in class with Dave, and I just passed him one day in Cork. I was like, "Hey, Dave, I'm supporting Billy Ocean there in the Opera House. Would you be up for playing?" I think was that your first gig?
Sorry, I've played around Cork with other bands and stuff, but like Gerry came up to me and was like, "Do you want to like play a gig with me? We're supporting Billy Ocean." I was like, "Okay," and he said, "Yeah,
What a
it's 2
gig
weeks."
to be offered.
2
And
weeks.
I didn't know any of the songs. But you have to do it.
Queen.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And how long was your set for that event?
It was probably a half an hour set, so it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
too
yeah.
daunting.
Actually-
But at the time, it was a lot. Like, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
I've
it's
done it
crazy.
before.
It's crazy how it all happened. Family Guy make jokes about this guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As in,
He's huge.
and
He's
he was
huge.
Guy will make jokes about us next.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
literally
yeah.
watched a new season Rick
That's
and Morty.
when you know you made it, you know, if you're joked
can't
about
say
by
Family
Simpsons
Guy.
or Family Guy. Well, Simpsons got a
He was
little
on
bit
Rick
bad
and
there,
Morty
so no one
last. He
watches
was
that.
on the new episodes of Rick and Morty too. So I was like watching it, like, and I'm just like, yeah, I know that guy. I know Billy Ocean.
Yeah. And what made you decide to bring in an extra guitar, actually? I'd be curious to know.
No,
Don't be too hard on yourself, Adam. Come on.
You said it, not us.
when I actually wrote the songs, I went to Parr Street Studios in Liverpool, and I have also been playing with Dave in college and stuff, and a lot of the songs that came back were quite like funky and groovy, and like I do think he's the funk machine also. Like he's got.
I love watching you doing some of those licks, and just even the finesse of your playing is just fantastic. So I really did enjoy that. Yeah, I agree.
It was like I literally put the songs into his hands, and you know, when as in like he just spat back exactly what I wanted to hear in my head, and he's he's an overall nice guy, and his family are absolutely incredible too. You know, he's everything. I swear to God, his family are more supportive than my family. As in, I have probably more. I have, as in, I'll tell you now, as in, anytime we go to Tralee to play music, they look after us so well. His brother is also a photographer, Philip Corkery. Check out his work too.
There you go.
He's great. He's taking photos for us. So
Fantastic.
so it was a good idea getting Dave in, because we took advantage of the situation.
Yeah, it's a great dynamic, I have to say, and even just watching you, the way you are kind of, you know, the way you interact with each other, it is kind of that family, and you call them brothers during your show as well, and that kind of, you know, reinforced that, which is great to see that and great to hear that, you know. So it's really important to have that in a band that's clearly so ambitious as well, you know, especially from obviously your past of ambition, but then bringing this forward with a really strong group of people, you know, that's so important. It's just such a shame now we're in this lockdown, right? It's so hard to sort of direct that ambition. How are you finding that now as being obviously very busy, supporting Billy Ocean? I'll go into some of the other gigs in a second, but just tell us a little bit about now how you're directing that passion.
To be honest, we just wrote. I wrote lots of songs, as in there's definitely 20 new songs in the bag, and we're at the point now when we're doing these live streams, like, will we do that? And no, hold off, because we want to get it recorded and writing stuff. But we wrote loads of songs. We probably only met up 4 or 5 times during the whole lot of lockdown, simply because it was unsafe. You know what I mean? As in, my mother was very, very sick, and she passed away in July, and you know, it was absolutely horrible. So we couldn't meet up. It was unfair. As in, now Adam's grandfather is very sick at the moment. As in, we are in a horrible situation, a horrible time. But luckily, right now, while we're waiting for vaccines and the world to move on, we can do things like this. As in, we practically live with each other anyway. So it's okay for us to meet now, but it's not okay for us to play gigs. We're so thankful to have events like these happen. This is how the ball is moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this year has been like a lesson as well for the band moving forward. Sorry, Robbie.
Sure, hand the mic to me.
No, please do, guys. Yeah, just look, make yourselves at home.
It's been kind of like, stay at home. Here's all the gigs you can have, and it's just like, no, not anymore.
Taking them away like a kid.
Yeah, and it's just
taking
like,
away his toys,
and then we're sitting at home for ages, not knowing what to do, and then it's just kind of like, well, from, you know, myself and Jordan, and we're just like, right, like, how do we make this a good situation? And then just,
So
you got the studio and stuff.
Yeah, so luckily now we have a place to record demos. We have a place to rehearse.
And drink pints.
Yeah, no, it's great, guys. And it is a horrible time. Obviously, you know, the year has stricken so many of us so hardly, some harder than others, right? And I'm really sorry to hear your loss, Gerald, and I'm sorry to hear your grandfather's not feeling well, Adam, and so many people have had lost this year as well. And
he's probably watching, actually. Hi,
Yeah,
Grandad.
well, give him a big wave out
Hi,
there.
Grandad.
How's it going, Grandad? So look, I mean, it's great that we can still do stuff like this, right? We can still do live stream. We can sort of keep music alive. It's not ideal, but it's something at least, isn't it? So that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And it's I
Yeah.
think I love like I even will I know on like all the family now are sitting around at home watching this, the excitement to see this come on as well. That's a great thing as well.
Yeah.
Because even when we get home and out from here, we're going to watch this. I love that. I love that excitement waiting to go
Yeah.
see. It's like a movie premiere you're waiting to see.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
suppose, you know what I mean?
It's great. Yeah, no, it's
Um,
fantastic. Tell us a little bit quickly, like what kind of has been a notable gig for you. I know you did some massive. We mentioned the Billy Ocean. What other kind of gigs were really massive for you? Because there's a couple there in the mix.
As in Cork, the main event that happens every year is Live at the Marquee with people like the Cronas probably play there every year. I saw Aha there, seen Damien Rice there, seen Sting there, and I always looked at that stage with jealousy and envy, wanting to get up there. But luckily, we had the chance to last year, supporting the Academic. That was, it's so hard to do something so amazing like that, and then come into a situation that we're in now. As in, I won't rest until we do something like that again.
Because it seems like you are progressively being pushed up, right? I mean, you had Billy Ocean the year before, right? Was that 2018 or was that 2019 as well?
It's the end of 2018.
That was end of 2000. So then the year after you got
mid-October.
Yeah, so there you go. So then this year would have been kind of your year to even bigger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as even between that, we got like other opportunity. We played this day. Was it this day last year? We played the New Year's Eve with the Hot House Flowers. Or
Yeah, probably would have, or maybe the year before.
yeah, in the Opera House as well.
That's good.
Like there's, and we were meant to play at loads of festivals. I'd hopefully praying it goes and we'll be at Wild Roots now. That's happening in
May Bank Holiday weekend.
If they can socially distance, I don't know how, but I hope
Pray
it goes ahead. And whatever comes their way, there's been loads of things that didn't happen and festivals like that.
That started for the first lockdown. Every few weeks, Gerald be sending in a Snapchat, being like, "Lads, we're meant to be playing here tonight."
Oh,
Sending in
yeah.
Snapchat or screenshots of his.
Then we had to tell him
calendar,
stop
being
'cause it was
we're
getting
meant to be here
depressing.
tonight and we're going to be here tomorrow. It's
So there was a lot of gigs, I guess, that were cancelled for yourselves.
Yeah.
It was coming into that like Patrick's Day kind of.
That's when the lockdown came in,
as well,
wasn't
like,
it?
you know.
I was so excited because we play some fun gigs as well, some cover gigs sometimes, and the usual spots that I'd like to have a pint in Cork. We were meant to play there. We were meant to do 4 gigs on Patrick's Day, and it was
In one day.
But it was. We was look forward to that because that's what you do. That's what I think a musician's Patrick Day is cram as much gigs as you
the last
can.
gig, you'd probably be wrecked. Well, pissed, probably, right? Drunk.
But like, I was so
Got to.
excited to do that. But obviously, we'll have to just hang tough until we can. But it is what it is, and we just have to push forward.
Well, lads, do you have any New Year's resolution before I let you go?
More gigs.
More gigs.
More gigs.
What about you, Dave? What's your New Year's resolution? Or what are your plans for next year? Do you have any kind of...
Completely playing it by ear at this.
Yeah? I suppose there's nothing you can really do.
We have to see what 2020 is like first.
Oh,
2021 is
21. Oh, Jesus.
Definitely go to Greece, see my family.
Lovely. Yeah.
Can we go?
Oh, of
We
course,
haven't met your family
Oh,
yet.
yeah, you're my brothers now, like.
Do you know, I'd love in on this, to be honest. I need some more sun, to be honest. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like if people are half as nice as yourself, Lavis, I'd love to go there, honestly.
I think
It's a plan. We're all going.
we have so much new music. I would love to go back to a studio and make these demos into something proper. I said we've written our first album, we've had our singles, but even since these 2 years, I feel like we're constantly growing and constantly improving as musicians. And it's very hard to get that opportunity to get into studio, being independent artists. So hopefully that will happen, and hopefully we'll see some success out of these.
A lot of sex as well, I guess, huh?
Some success
Now
out of
you're
those
talking.
songs.
Now you're talking, Gerald. That's it. I know it's hard to connect with people these days, isn't it? So
Hello to Gerry's family.
absolutely. All right, guys. Well, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you.
And before we go,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting in
Pleasure, lads.
contact and look around us. Like, we're in an absolutely incredible studio, and everyone here is absolute they're all men, absolute gentlemen to work with. So thank you so much for having us, and I'd love to do something again with you very soon.
It'll be a pleasure to work with you again, lads. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thanks so much for popping down and taking part in this, you know. So it was an absolute delight.
Again, it was a gig. Do you know, we want.
Yeah.
It was like gig. Yeah, we'll take that.
There you go.
Could have
It
said
was a gig.
we have a gig in Timbuktu. Do you know, you can drive there and be like, cool man, we're on the way. All right.
Did somebody say music?
So, okay, guys, so that was Gerald Ahern, guys, and the lovely gentlemen that accompany him. Next up is the fantastic Makings. But of course, before then, we're going to have our New Year's countdown, so don't go away.